Welcome everybody, this is Jason and the name of this week's workshop is The Light Fantastic. This one is about advanced TXMT editing. Specifically, we'll be doing some TXMTs that are backlit and that have some really cool effects. So let's get started. What is the TXMT? The TXMT is a material definition resource. It serves as a bridge between the SHPE and the TXTR. The TXTR tells you what gets applied over the mesh. The TXMT tells you how it gets applied. Switching out a TXMT can be either easy or a bit more complex depending on whether a TXMT is textured and how the material is applied. For a simple glowing material, the process is add a new subset in the GMDC, reference a subset in the SHPE, and add a glowing TXMT. For a more complex effect, that includes a texture. In addition to that, you would need to add a backlit TXMT and link it to the TXTR, or add a scrolling TXMT, add the new TXTR, and then link them. And we're going to do all of those, plus a cool tiled effect. To add a glowing TXMT, you can reuse any lit bulb material in the game, but I'm going to swap my TXMT for my own custom glowing one. Clone the object as you normally would, select the TXMT in the resource tree and the painting TXMT in the resource list. Then in the TXMT plugin, copy the file name. Right-click on the resource, select Replace in the dropdown, and replace it with the glowing TXMT. Then copy over the file name and paste the original file name that you already copied. Commit and save your changes. Once you swapped out the TXMT, you can go to the Categorized Properties tab. And if you scroll down a bit, you can see that there are two properties: standard material diffuse coefficient and standard material emissive coefficient. What these do in most 3D games, the diffuse is how the material reacts when the light hits it, and the emissive is the light that the material itself emits. But for the purpose of this workshop, we're going to consider them as inner and outer glows. For a backlit TXMT, we'll also be swapping out the TXMT with an effect. So we clone the object as we normally would. We select the TXMT in the resource tree, and then the painting TXMT in the resource list. This is the same technique that we'll use for the scrolling and tiled TXMTs. We copy the file name and the standard material base texture name onto a notepad like so. And then we replace. We just right click and select replace in the dropdown, and we replace that material with the special effects TXMT. So we highlight the file name, we paste over that, and then we do the same thing with the standard base material texture name. We just replace those with the original file name and texture name. We select the TXTR in the resource tree and the painting TXTR in the resource list. Then in the plugin, we right click, we build DXT, we load up the image, and we build. Because the original TXMT is set up to support a 2x2 tiled animation, what we need to do is to switch it to a 4x1 tiled animation. So kind of what I'm illustrating here. So the original animation goes 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4 straight across. We go to standard material texture coordinate edits in the animation, and we change that from 2x by 2y to 4x by 1y. Then the very last property on the list is standard material coordinate tile animation speed. This is how fast tile animations move. For this property, the higher the number is, the faster the tile moves. So 1 is 1 tile per second. If you go 4, that's 4 tiles per second, and so on. Hey folks, Editing Jason here. So long story, as many of you know, I had some PC issues with this new Windows 11 PC. And so I did my setup kind of in a hurry late last night, and I didn't get my SteelSeries sonar set up quite correctly. I didn't do the noise cancellation right. So you can hear a lot of clicks from my keyboard and it's really echoey. I do apologize for the audio quality, but it's mostly good. Let's put this into practice. So we're in SimPE, we're in Object Workshop, we go open, and let's grab the template, open, next, and let's call this first one red versus blue glow. This is just a simple glowing effect. We make that 350. Click on finish. In the scene graph rename wizard, we're just going TXMT workshop. Red, or no, sorry, just glow, call it glow. Keep it simple. Click update. And I'm going to get rid of that and just say that right over glow. So now we've got two subsets, painting, square, meg, portrait, and painting. So what we need to do for the glowing effect, the subset that we're going to be replacing on all of these is painting. So we can just leave it like that. Let's give ourselves a brand new GUID. This is going to be glow. Just copy that, paste it over. We want to update our MMATs. Give that a quick save. Now we go to the TXMT on the glow. We're looking for painting. We copy the file name first, then we select painting in the resource list. We right click on painting and we replace. We're looking for blue glow, just like that. Give it a quick commit. Then back to our GMDC and we preview. That appears to be correct. We don't need this one, so let's get rid of that one. We don't need painting because the TXMT is not textured. What we can do here, and this is really cool, we go to categorize properties, and if we go down to the diffuse coefficient and emissive coefficient, we can change the color. So I'm going to go to web colors and look for Dodger blue. That's one of my favorite effects. So to get this list, we click on the drop down here. We go to web. Select the web tab up at the top. And once again, Dodger blue, just keep it the same. We commit. Give that a quick save. And just for giggles, let's fix our integrity. So we go tools, object tools, fix integrity. We don't really need to because we're not adding a new material, but sometimes it works better in the preview if you fix your integrity. There we go. That is awesome. That's just a simple glow. Now, back to Object Workshop, start over, open, and we're going to do backlit this time. So get rid of that, select our template, next, red versus blue backlit, make that 350. Call that TXMT workshop backlit. We click update. Okay. And call this one backlit. Give that a quick save. First, we go to OBJD, select it once again in the resource list, and we're going to replace that GID. So I want this to be a standalone object. Call that one backlit. Then we just paste over, update our mmats and commit, give that a quick save. Now, this is where it's a little bit different. We go to the TXMT, we select the painting TXMT in the resource list, then we copy our file name. We just pop that onto a notepad. Then we copy standard material base texture name. Pop that onto the notepad. Then we select the painting in the resource list, right click, replace. This time I'm looking for backlit TXMT. We copy the file name. We paste over. Then we scroll down till we find standard material base texture name. We copy that. We paste over. Commit. And for grins, let's fix our material or our integrity. So tools, object tools, fix integrity. Oh, and this one, we have a different texture for painting. So we go to where it says painting A. The texture, we build DXT, open, and let's grab this one with the glowing eyes here. We build, we commit, then back up to our GMDC, once again in the resource list, and we preview. That's dope. So let's commit, let's save, and that's 2 out of 4. Now we go to Object Workshop, open the template object once again. Next, this one will be scrolling. So call that scrolling. And this is a really cool effect. We make that 350. Finish. TXMT workshop. Scrolling. Click update. And name this one scrolling. Okay. Then first thing that we do, OBJD. We go to wherever you get your new GIDs from. Just copy this little header here because I need a new block. And then I just copy this and I change that I changed the second digit to a 6. So I started a new block of GIDs. Okay, what is your deal? Now we can just drag that down and that gives us our first 9 or so. And that's plenty for the purpose of this workshop. Then this one, change that name to scrolling. Okay, and we have a new block of GIDs. So we grab that GID, paste that over just like that, update our mmat and commit, give that a quick save. Now we go to our TXMT, We select the one that says painting, and we're going to do the same thing we did before. Copy the file name. That ain't right. Copy the file name, paste it to Notepad. Copy the standard material-based texture name, paste it to Notepad. All we're doing today is swapping out TXMTs. Then we go replace. And this time we're looking for the scrolling material. Then we copy the file name, paste the file name. We find the standard material-based texture name. We copy it from here. We paste it here. Then we go to the TXMT. We select the painting A TXTR. Then we build DXT. We select the one that says red versus blue star field. And let's go DXT3. We want a little bit more resolution on this one. Give that a quick commit. For this one, the GMDC, the painting is mapped a little bit differently. So we're going to do our own GMDC. We import. We select the one that says red v blue effect. All of this is already in the resource post. And we're just going to go replace for both of these subsets. We click OK. Final step, tools, object tools, fix integrity. Give that a quick preview. And there's our scrolling star field one. Give that a quick save. And we've got one more. So we start over. We open. Backlit glow, scrolling. We need tiled. So open that. Open the template. Next. Red versus blue, tiled. We make that 350. That's what I do with all of my workshops. It just helps me find it easier. Finish. TXMT workshop. Tiled. Update. Okay. And we say this right over the tiled one. Back to the plugin view. First thing we do, select the OBJD. And we go to our database. Indicate that this one is tiled. And we copy that GID. We paste it over here. We select update all MS, update commit. And we give that a save. Now we go to our TXMT. We grab the painting one, just as we did before. We copy the file name. We paste it over here. We copy standard material-based texture name. We paste it here. And then we right-click, or we select the resource again in the resource list. Then we right-click and replace. We're looking for tiled. 2x2 backlit animated. That is the one that we're looking for. Then we'll grab the file name, paste that there. We grab standard material-based texture name. We paste that there. We commit. And just a couple more steps and we're there. So we go to the TXTR. We select the painting A texture and we build the XT. We open. We select tiled or tiled smaller, whichever you prefer. Because this is a little bit bigger, I'm going to go DXT3. Just like that. Then we select the GMDC. once again in the resource list, and we click import, and we're importing the one that says effect once again, because this is mapped a little bit differently. For both subsets, just select replace, click commit, then tools, object tools, fix integrity. Give that a quick save and a preview. And it's going to look a little bit weird because it is tiled. So it's going to cram all of them, but, oh, and I forgot to do one thing. Sorry, we go back to the TXMT, we go to painting, we go to categorize properties this time. We scroll down to the animation section. We can see that standard material coordinate animation num tiles. This is kind of wrong. So we're going 4 tiles instead of 2 tiles across by 2 tiles vertically. We're going 4 tiles across by 1 tile vertically. We don't need to mess with anything else. We can adjust the speed if we want it to go a little bit faster. And I think I misspoke. The faster you tile it, I think it's tiles per second. So the higher the number, the faster it is. So let's speed that up to 0.5 and see what happens. Finally, give that a quick save. Cool. That didn't take as long as I thought it would. Okay, so we have simple glow, we have backlit, we have scrolling, and we have animated. The scrolling and the animation seem to work, but for some reason, Hey folks, I'm doing this one as a voiceover because there are still a few parts that went wrong afterward, but this is my editing process. This is what I did to fix the 2 objects. The issue with the scrolling picture was that it was using the wrong GMDC. I made sure that the effects GMDC, the one I included in the resource post, was the one that I was using. I committed, I saved, and then that worked. The tiled GMDC had 2 different issues. First, in SimPE, I selected the tiled TXMT, went into the Categorize Properties tab. I made sure that standard material coordinate animated number of tiles was 4 to the X and 1 to the Y. Then the property right below that, standard materials texture coordinate TF anim origin, the one that I messed up before, that one needs to be set to 1 and 1 for this type of object. Second, the object was mapped incorrectly. Through a bit of trial and error, I made sure that the painting subset was mapped correctly in milk shape. Then I replaced the GMDC once again. I tried it out and that worked. Okay, so after a bit of post-workshop finagling, I figured everything out. We've got the simple glow. We've got the backlit, the simple backlit. We've got a tiled backlit. The issue with this was the way that the painting subset was mapped and the way that it was animated, but I got figured out. This is the same issue. It was the way that it was animated and the mesh. But I replaced the mesh on this with effect, and I had to remap this one so that it worked correctly. But now we've got everything working correctly. And that's it.